Welcome. And today we'll dive into a couple of great I Don't Work Here Lady stories and their reactions. Coming up we have I Hit a Karen. Plus we have Why are you wearing a blue beanie then? I just know you're gonna love these stories, so this should be a fun session. Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his pen so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. If this is your first time watching our videos, help me out by watching to the end, and then giving me some feedback in the comment area below. I do respond to every single one, so don't be shy. And if you want more of these videos daily, don't forget to like and subscribe, with notifications turned on for this channel. Oh boy, let's get ready for some incredible stories. Anonymous posted, I hit a Karen. Facts before the story. This was last year before masks, social distancing, etc. So I may not remember the details, just the general story. I had a traumatic incident in my youth that I don't care to get into. Needless to say, I have phobias about being touched. My boyfriend once came up behind me to give me a hug and I screamed, dropped to the floor and started crying. Even now, if we are somewhere watching TV, he asks for permission just to put his arm around me so as not to trigger me. The employees at this store wear either a green or blue polo, an apron of the opposite color. If it's green shirt day, they have a blue apron and black pants. I was wearing a bright yellow sundress with daisies all over it, so I was nowhere close to what the employees were wearing. The story, I was at the grocery store picking out some things to make dinner, changing my mind several times, and going back to the aisle to put things back if I decided that wasn't what I wanted to make. As I was looking at the pasta aisle, and all the choices I had to decide from, I heard an "excuse me." Figuring I was in the way, I moved my cart aside when a much louder "excuse me" sounded, followed by an arm reaching out and grabbing my bicep so hard that it took weeks for the bruise to disappear. Upon being grabbed, I screamed and my hand shot out. Not so much a punch, but a slap to this lady's face. I don't know if I was stronger than I thought or she just had poor dental work, but she fell on the ground yelling and began spitting out her teeth, while I stood there breathing heavily trying to compose myself. An employee ran up and asked her if she was okay, and did she need any help when she started spinning a tale about how his fellow employee, me, suddenly went psycho and hit her for no reason. He barely got out "she doesn't work here" when an elderly man came over and said, "I saw the whole thing." She, pointing at the lady, grabbed her, pointing at me, and she, pointing at me again, merely defended herself. Talking to him later, he said that he recognized my PTSD symptoms and knew that's what had triggered me. Meanwhile, the lady sat on the floor still spitting out her teeth and glaring daggers at the elderly gentleman for speaking out against her. Then when the gentleman said, "Check your cameras," she suddenly bolted up and ran out of there. The employee told me to wait while he went to another aisle and got me a bottle of iced tea and gave it to me to drink while I was trying to calm down. The lady eventually took me to court, where my lawyer had me wear the same outfit, and had the employee come in wearing his outfit and asked the lady, "What made you think this dress is anything like the employee's uniform?" She had no answer and her attorney apologized to the court. And after the judge ordered her to pay my attorney fees, it was over. Sorry, I'm not the best storyteller and it was a while ago, but thanks for putting up with me and reading this. What are your thoughts on this story? Please share in the comments below. Now here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. Tom Marvolo Tomato reacted with, "So sorry to hear about your earlier trauma being triggered like that. Hoping you are doing better now. And hopefully, that lady will think twice before she grabs anyone ever again. Sorry you have to cope with trauma, and I'm glad you are in a supportive relationship. He sounds like a keeper. That lady is ridiculous. I'm so sorry that happened. I'm also glad the old man stood up for you and recognized your symptoms." Punkfarts 9000 reacted with, "Glad it worked out in the end, but sorry you had to go through that. Thank goodness for that witness. Of course, I really wonder sometimes what makes the jerks in these stories think it's okay to just grab a stranger in the first place. Do they think that will be okay if it does happen to be an actual employee and not a fellow customer?" What a bunch of great reactions. Now on to the next story posted by Le Blue Spud. Titled, Why are you wearing a blue beanie then? I have been a long-time lurker here, and have been debating telling this story. This was before the pandemic hit and when my social anxiety was pretty bad. Obligatory disclaimer, on mobile and English is my main language, but I still suck at it. So hi, I'm sorry. My fiance and I are huge gamers. And we moved to a city that had a buy of the best pretty close. So naturally my fiance and I visited quite a bit. That day I was wearing a plaid shirt, love me some plaid, some blue jeans, sneakers. And the star of the show. My favorite blue beanie. That I also stole from my fiance. Again, this is the buy of the bests. Uniforms are blue polos with store logos, and black slacks. I was looking through the games, while my fiance was a few aisles over looking at the records. When all of a sudden a wild man-child appeared. Cast. Me. F, fiance. MC, man-child. I'm trying to decide what RPG I want to buy to put on my shelf and maybe play in the next year. While literally sitting on the floor. I'm tall so it hurts to lean over to see the bottom shelves. I hear someone behind me and don't really think much of it as the store was decently packed. MC, hey, I need to get a laptop out of the lockup. I've been waiting by them and no one has helped me yet. I'm still on the floor with my head in the game rack sifting through poorly organized games. Not even noticing he was talking to me, as an employee just asked me if I needed help about 2 minutes before, so I figured he was talking to the same employee. MC, hello? Are you going to help me or just waste my time? I realized that something was going on, so I glanced behind me thinking an employee was being rude. Meanwhile this guy was maybe 2 feet right behind me, so when I turned around to look, I just have some random dude's crotch in my face. I look up to see why he's so close. He was wearing a baseball cap, brown work pants, a white shirt and a blue jacket. The jacket comes into play later, and had a look of pretentiousness. Kind of like his time is worth more than a peasant's life. MC, finally, you get your head out of your butt. Now hurry up, my wife is still waiting and I need a laptop for my son. I finally stand up, not only because of the view I was forced to see, but because my fight or flight kicked in for a moment. As soon as I stand up, I back away a good 6 feet or so and just look at him. Trying to figure out how to respond. Hi, deer in headlights anxiety rules. MC, what? Are you going to run away because I asked for help? Why did they hire an idiot like you? Me, under my breath and slightly staggering my words. But I don't work here. MC, what was that? Come on, be a big boy and speak up. Me, a bit louder but still quiet, I don't work here, I'm just looking at games. This whole time I'm just in a mental whirlwind as to why this is happening. I was not in a uniform, nor was I organizing anything. Just flipping through games. At the same time, my anxiety is telling me to run to my fiance and hide. MC, you don't work here? Me, no, I'm sorry. MC, then why are you wearing a blue beanie then? F you wasted so much of my F time. At this point he stormed off to find an actual employee. And I just sat there trying to figure out why a blue beanie of all things made him think I worked there. After being confused for a bit, I basically ran to find my fiance. After finding him, I told him all that happened and I could see both confusion and anger slowly come over his face. Followed by a very pissed F no. Then he storms off while I realize what or who he is going towards. I'm still incredibly highly anxious over it, so I try to talk him down as he walks towards the man. He asked what he looked like, and stupid me didn't know why until it was too late. My fiance is the sweetest man ever, but when it comes to me he is very protective. That and he is a very tall Nordic man with a full beard and can be pretty intimidating when angry. He walks up to the man, who is now with an actual employee getting his laptop out of the cases. Meanwhile, I hide in an hall while still keeping an eye on him. My fiance, to MC. Hey. I have been waiting forever and you are just sitting here talking to your friend. The poor employee looked beyond confused as to what is happening. But just kept out of it. MC, what the F are you talking about? Who even are you? My fiance, a customer, so are you going to help me or are you just going to sit there with your thumb up your butt? MC, dude, are you stupid? I don't work here, so F off. My fiance, then why are you wearing the blue jacket? Man-child went from pissed to confused real fast at that. Ironic. MC, why would my jacket mean I work here? My fiance? I don't know, you thought a beanie meant my fiance did. Sounds pretty stupid coming from someone else, how you effing dimwit? At this point man-child saw me in the aisle over watching. His face just went pale as snow. My fiance, learn some respect, and while you're at it try to find those brain cells you lost on the way. My fiance walks away, and I immediately run behind him. And we got out of the store before the employee called security on us for his yelling. I didn't hear anything behind me, but I also didn't dare to look back. Being very anxious about confrontations, I was pretty upset at first with my fiance. But when I calmed down, I realized it was him standing up for me and was pretty damn funny actually. We avoided that store for a good month and just went to one a bit further away after. Too lazy didn't read, I got confused as an employee for wearing a beanie. Proceeded to get verbally assaulted and ran away after getting told I wasted the dude's time. My fiance finds him and flips the tables on him acting like the man Karen did to me. What are your thoughts on this story? Please share in the comments below. Now here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. Mithna reacted with, "Your fiancé is a role model." He really is. I love that man, and he's really helped me come out of my shell the last few years. I have a bit of a spine now. And finally, Accomplished Rip 6605 reacted with, "This was a hilarious read, your fiancé is amazing, and I spit my coffee out reading it. Thank you for the laugh, it was much needed today." Well, there you have it. A perfectly great set of reactions from a bunch of upstanding citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. And hit that silly little bell as well to ensure you get the latest videos as they come out. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off, thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. He must have found more stories for me to share with you. See you soon.